So last time, I believe, yeah, when we were in Saturn, we did get in a tug of war, I guess. So this time, we share a secret moment. Are we gonna make out? I don't know. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn yields. The oxygen ocean is a peaceful place because everything about it destroys everything else. You can enjoy complete privacy under the curtain of the oxygen steam, drink all the fuel and air you want, and no vessel can survive the temperature and pressure conditions below. You can float as long as you want or wait until your hull turns brittle and breaks, or your organic components oxidize and explode. Yes. Celestial mechanics has covered their wayward pilot's machine in temporary armor layers to seal out the unknown interference of gravity and seeping oxygen. The additional temporary armor layers might not be necessary, but they also might be. The Celestial Mechanics fleet tenders lower the string of pearls in slowly, just to make absolutely sure. It feels wonderfully cold, like a spare blanket taken from the attic in winter. So they mentioned, like, I guess steam, so it's like more like a kind of like a fog, you know. The oxygen ocean is. Pluto's there, deep, deep down, and when Saturn slips in, she feels the ripples, as if they were at opposite ends of the same perfectly still pool. The feeling is wonderful. Saturn's surprised that's true. How did you know that? Wait, who is you? How do I know that? Saturn, who are you talking to? We're asking for confirmation to lower you. Yeah, I've been ready. Sorry, I got distracted. You must be fine if you're apologizing. That's the first. Well, like usually we don't hear the other side, you know, of the communications. But there's someone down there. She's speaking to me. No, she's trying to eat me alive. Or maybe it's really hard to tell the difference. Awesome. It's familiar. I'm so stoked. Take me down. The ocean boils wherever she touches it, even the external equipment. There's no way to rely on sight, and the paramagnetic influence is too erratic for sensors to process. She can only feel her way for both of them. The cable of to your left is extremely important. It's the only way we have of communicating and monitoring your situation. So you'll need to be extremely careful with it. Are you listening? Yes, but not to you. Shh. There's definitely someone here. Lower me. It's reaching out. Saturn feels funny. Something's not quite right, like something's watching her. It's like someone's watching me. This is exactly the same. But it's also not like someone's watching me. It's like something's watching her, but something isn't watching her. The narration is just repeating what she's saying. And she's just repeating what the narration is saying. But it's touching me. Something is touching Saturn. Its hands see her and they also speak. Hand-holding. Lewd. It's saying something. The ocean ripples with boredom. It's really boring down here. What else is Pluto going to do? Some girls get stuck with the worst jobs. But I've gotta do it. With nothing to do but send insinuations through the narration. It's the literal narration. So you're coming or what? I've got her again. Tidal spike detected. Mass gravity alert. Lower me further. Saturn, we'll pull you out. No, not just yet. Hi, Saturn. Hi, Mercury. Sorry, I'm borrowing her for a little bit. Saturn's cockpit floods with alarm lights of an imminent high-intensity gravity event, but it's too late. String of Pearls discharges his electromagnetic field and delicately breaks off the winch. Saturn, what are you... The String of Pearls cleanly slices off the left communication wire and the pulley system. The silence of the oxygen ocean reminds her of a sensory deprivation tank. What a good girl. Hey, don't praise me like that. I wanted to speak to you again. Damn it, I cut both wires. Even ship-to-ship comms are down. Saturn, can you hear me? Would you hear me if I spoke with the ship? It's been such a long time since anyone could hear it. Pluto's tidal reactor pulses slowly. The thrum feels like it's coming from everywhere. Oh, I get it. You want to talk with gravity? Well, I'm not some miracle child, even though they tried very hard to make me as good as you. Saturn's reactor, an anxious little ball, is getting just so fed up with this. It's frustrating not to be understood, but you know what it's like. You don't know how much I know, but I believe in you. If Saturn moves too much, she might forget what direction up is. The sensory deprivation of the ocean takes everything away, but she has to remember that's not true. I don't believe you, but I'm trying. Oh, she's trying. Of course I'm trying. Come on, where am I? Ah, I hate people playing hard to get. I believe in you, but you gotta work for it. I can't do it. Sorry, but I'm cheating. Lightning everywhere. The string of pearls' electrotoxin shoots through the ocean. Like a bolt of lightning, it reaches out because it's attracted to you. It seeks the path of least resistance, looking for something that wants to respond. What it really does is run along the boundaries, theoretical and real. There's a place where the boundary between one thing and another is weakest, and it runs along the boundary until it finds it, and then it connects the two. Why is she doing that? Oh, it's what you're used to. Good at seeing weak spots. I've got a lot. Can you find them? You can do it if you try. Maybe you need a little push. It's like there's nothing. Not a single crack. Don't say you're not perfect. Don't make me do all the work. Eh. The pressure is overwhelming, but it's overwhelming for Pluto too. The Chromaculus is like a little star, gushing matter and condensing it into an engine of light over and over. It was modeled after a theory of the Big Bang, after all, made in secret on the planet Hades and a boundary between what is human and what is not. It's a fragile boundary. You can touch it, but be careful. This takes me back. Which is not fucking fair. Are you doing that on purpose? Always taking me to unpleasant passes? Is it taking you back? Sorry. But we can't help it. It's the first thing beneath our surfaces. It's hard for me too. Okay, now back to like weird drawings on paper. It takes Saturn back to her first implant series, when they took the most special children they could find and tried to teach them, or cheat them rather, into being even more special. Bypass all the work and care that had gone into the third generation pilots and kick them directly into humanity's next stage. New types, maybe. But cheating, you should know, felt good. It felt wrong in a good way. It felt good in a way that felt obscene. It felt bad, like she was getting more than she deserved. They chose her, but she felt like she played a trick on them, like she lied and got candy for it. They knew there was nothing special about her, and then they gave her the most special thing. If they knew how special it was and how much she didn't earn it, they would have given it to someone else, but they didn't. Even when they threw her away, she never forgot how that felt. Why is it always like this? Oh, baby. It takes Pluto back to the way she was learning how to be a person. In space, they decided they would start over, without assumptions. Humanity would be protected by the most human children they could make. I guess that's her face, her head. No matter how badly she did, no matter how much she wasn't up to how perfect they wanted, they never gave up on her. That was the worst part. She wished so much they would give up. It was so hard. She just wanted to be the mess she really was, and they wouldn't let her. She knew in her whole heart that what she was supposed to be. She had it memorized, and she could never make it leave her body. Become the things she did and the person she was. They let her be whatever she wanted, and she wasn't strong and smart and pretty enough to beat it. Both of them remember, reaching through the wall to the one on the other side, wishing so hard to hold hands it feels like you really are. Your two pebbles drop in the pond, but your ripples touching are enough. No one knows, and even the two of you almost don't. Never say it out loud. Never think it too loud. Okay. It sounds so sad when you put it like that. Why? Don't show me things that stop making me jealous. Oh, you get me. Touching me. I can hear you through the contact link. You got me good, and that's what you have to say. You're the one who got me. You did it. You found me. You're clever. It's amazing. You don't need to flatter me. I won't feel better. I'm not. You better. I promise. I'm so scared and you're so not. That's just me. Sorry I'm like this. Well, you can flatter me a little. You're a little needy, huh? Didn't you say I just had you? You do. You can do whatever you want now. Why did you do this? You came after me, so it's only fair I came after you. Don't say it's only fair. Say I'm amazing and important and you came after me specifically. You're totally not needy, huh? Give me a better answer. I want to know why it's me. I don't have one. There's so few of us left, I've got to cling to everyone. But I love that you're scared and you believe anyway. I think you're one of the only people who can make something change, and there's no time left. Is that a proposal to join your side? Yeah. What if I refuse? Daga, kotowaru. Then give a good reason for me to join you. You're even more impulsive than me. You can start to see why I fight, can't you? The way I'm starting to see why you do. Show me something important and I'll be yours too. But you're definitely not going to go quietly, are you? Nope. If I let you go, will you promise not to crush yourself and me and literally everything? This time, you mean? Yeah, I think I can do that. Say hi to Mercury for me. I'll see you again soon, baby. Call everyone babies. Alright. Mail. Alien Phenomena and the Pilot Program. Title Mechanics Research Archives by Ipidus. The Scout program was created to be fungible. Okay, I gotta look up what fungible means. I don't know what fungible is. What's a fungible? Google. Fungible. Define.
Fungible.
Fungible. Fungible. Of goods contracted for without an individual specimen being specified. Able to replace or be replaced by another identical item, mutually interchangeable.
Fungible.
Fungible. Okay, it's an economics term, I guess. I never heard of that. Fungible. Fungible. So, as in like replaceable. The Scout program was created to be fungible with various other religions or philosophies in direct response to the immediate post-war need to address growing existential threats. As a stopgap measure, the Memorial Foundation has had frustrations with indefinite extensions of scouting programs internationally, and mostly universal failure to advance beyond the need for it. The model, or more specifically the Scouts, were a victim of the space program's own success at fighting at the Cold War. With support for a unified approach to space in order to prevent human cultural rivalry, the Memorial Foundation has been granted an opportunity to revise the scouting program and change the reactive war of attrition into a proactive one, and confront the existential threat directly. The existential threat is the alien threat. We must think of them as one and the same, which is not known to us as the alien. The alien is defined by that most familiar function, f x equals that which is human that humans are not. Okay? A fascinating logical paradox of much utility research is a thought exercise. Imagine something that humans cannot imagine. Logically, you should not be able to do it. It is inherently impossible to imagine something that you have by definition the capabilities to imagine. And yet, this thought exercise leads us to begin defining first what is human, in other words, what is conventional, and then by this same process, to imagine what is unconventional. In fact, this is the essence of conquering the unknown, rather than allowing it the power to rule, and to safely integrate it into culture, than for it to fester in anti-culture. But it will not produce what is truly alien to us. Solving this puzzle requires us to be part of what humanity does not wish to be. Okay? I mean, that's like, again, the celestial mechanics goal is particularly Ipidus. He wants to turn everyone into, like, not humans, I guess. In, like, a philosophical sense, maybe. Direct message by Mars. Fine, okay, I know. I didn't get the point, but I have to build up to it, okay? The contextualizing information is important, but okay, I will actually talk about this time. Mechanical interference is how machines typically work. You're gonna yell at me for not being clear if I don't say this, but if I say that's when you've got physical switches and buttons and steering devices and you move with your hands, that doesn't actually really convey it, because you do those things in your ship cell, but you don't use mechanical interfacing. So it actually matters is defined as exact mental instruction. It does exactly what you tell it. You can make anything you want to happen, but you have to give it exact instructions. There's the physical lag between yourself and the machine, but there's also the nuanced nature of giving the instructions. That's a really hard thing to do. Obviously, most people would prefer to move a machine on raw instinct like a part of their body. I don't think many people actually get the best results from an interface like that. Unless, yes, you're like our mutual ex. Hey, is that what you wanted to know? So, like, it's kind of like, well, I mean, yeah, they mentioned it before, Lunaterra. I mean, they're talking about Lunaterra. Lunaterra does it in a very, like, manual way, right? Instead of, like, giving instructions in your head, it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if she does it like, I don't know. I said before that she does it, like, mechanically, but I don't know if she does it exactly like that. Might be a little bit different. But, like, Lunaterra probably... I mean, basically, she's playing the game on hard mode. You know, everyone else is playing on easy. Lunaterra's playing in hard mode, basically. That's the gist of what, you know, of that message, I feel like. Do you ever miss Lunaterra? What? No. In case you've forgotten, she betrayed us and went back to the Memorial Foundation. You know, and when she did, she wore this like weird eye mask and everything, and then she told us that, you know, we must blame it on the misfortune of our birth or something. I don't know. I know you want her back because you're kind and unforgiving, but I'm not, and I'll kick her butt if I ever see her again. But that's no different than how you two used to be. You two only fight less now, and that's the part that's sad. Well, she's always smug, and always a know-it-all, and always one step ahead. The worst senior pilot, and she didn't teach me shit. Well, breakups really do turn all your memories sour, huh? That's... Shut up. Lunaterra is the only one I feel that way about. I know. You pine after good girls way too much. I think dating bad people is good for you. Dating bad people is good for you. I mean, I wouldn't say that. That's bad advice. That's bad advice. Miss Pluto. If I have to go through that again, no thanks. The only thing I miss is the expression on her face after I got one up on her. Her smile, you mean? You miss it too. I do. I'm glad you can get nostalgic sometimes too. Do you miss the days of the Cold War, fighting against the existential threat too? It was scary in a different way. It was so easy I never had to think about it. Tearing through that ephemeral light that was only sort of there. It was scary because we didn't know what would happen or what it was. But we didn't need to know any of those answers, and we just got to fight forever. It was fun. Until I came along. What do you mean? If you think about it, it was me, wasn't it? Before they even finished the Chronmacula, even in just the prototype, in my first provisional mission I wiped out the enemy in the time it took to blink. And they haven't come back since. Before, it was fun for everyone. You were strong, but it was still hard. But there was no point in setting all of you out to protect Earth when it turned out the existential threat was so weak, I could destroy it with a snap of a finger. Yeah, that's kind of like the, I guess, the turning point of that, you know, the war that keeps getting mentioned. Like, apparently, because she's very powerful and everything, she's a super psychic, I always say. But that's reversing cause and effect. They just use that as an excuse to stop caring about colonization. Even if it was never a threat to our existence, they didn't have to give up on everything. It's not your fault. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I'll click on this. Use up all the saves. Oh, last save. Oh, I have to rotate now. Rift in the Earth. From Michael prototype. Transfer Lunaterra. Defeat the trump card. What happened? Recalibrating. How's the stability? Remember to keep the left side balanced. It's fine, Mars. You don't have to fuss so much. There's just no reason to take a test flight without escorts. Especially with the Memorial Foundation patrolling the area. Ah, Mars. They really could be doing anything at all more useful. This ship doesn't need protection from anything, even if we're exposing the cores for testing. You know I hate being treated like a princess. But you are important, and your ship is too. It's not fussy and annoying to be looking out. It is too annoying. I'll be annoyed by whatever I want. Not being jealous. I'm not looking for an excuse to bump into Luna T. I never said that. Listen to Dr. Nix for once, even if you won't listen to me. Look, I'm not escorting you. You win, okay? But please, just be careful. I know you think I treat you like glass, but I really... What's so funny? Why are you laughing? Sorry. It's just hard for me to stay mad when you're such a dork. And you care so much. Even if you're non-apologizing and you still want so bad to be a knight in shining armor. You're the only one I can still be such a petulant kid in front of. Instead of the princess everyone loves. Pluto. Wait, you're just being a brat for fun? I'm mad now. Everyone else gets to be, especially you. Stop making fun of me. Remember when in the academy when people ask you where I was, they say, "Hey Mars, where's your..." Okay, yes, launch permission is cleared. You're clear for takeoff. Okay, this time we meet with Lunatera. Last time I believe we chose this one. Now we fight until we forgive each other. Probably the idea. We just, doing the same thing. Make up and forget, or forgive. Not the same. The balance shifts because Lunatera hesitated, and Pluto did too. Pluto passed over the Ares canyons once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Lunatera had a chance to make the first move, but Pluto couldn't keep pretending she didn't notice her lying in wait. It wasn't that Lunatera was ready to take the shot, it's that she still hadn't decided to take it or not. Pluto has been waiting for her to grow up for a long time. She's tired of being the one waiting. And for context, Lunatera, I think she's in her, sniper spot, basically. She's camping. A sniper. There's no time for elegant duels or anticlimactic sniping. When Cremacula crashes into the canyon, it's the worst kind of fight. Cremacula's fingers will no longer open or close, but she swipes with a useless limb anyway. The ring finger of Pluto's ship self twists off, breaking up the force of backhanding Mercurium into the canyon wall. Ow. Which scrambles to its feet and then falls down immediately. Lunatera's balance gyros must be broken, but that's not so bad. At least she still has 2 legs. Unlike the Cremacula. Luna T, you really are the most stubborn woman I know. I'm proud of you, but that you're only this tenacious when I'm finally being serious is a little vexing, I mean, I kept going this long, and has to count for something, right? I don't want to wreck you, I just really need you to win or lose. Could you do that, please? Both of those are hard to do. Then you've got 5 minutes to grow up. Pluto's reach is longer than expected, little tricks of gravity. It might not be enough. The Mercurium was made to not be caught. More precisely, Lunatera made the Mercurium something that couldn't be caught. No, don't you dare! Her fingers refuse to close, and Mercurium slips away. Ha-hee-ha-hoo-ha. Sorry, I'm such a cockroach. Don't be. Slipping away so like you. I don't know what else I expect. Luna T, I really can't let you get away. Not without an answer. I'm not going to do that. What are you trying to do then? We promised we'd fight till one of us won. Then we'd go along with whatever the other decided. So why are you trying to take that away from me? Lunatera holds Cremacula's severed left tidal reactor. Pluto can go without it, but not for long. It's what makes the Cremacula so impossible, and without it, you can't be impossible for very long. That core is everything I have, but the rest of me isn't going to last long without it, so it might as well be everything. If I don't have that, I can't follow you, win or lose. I really don't think it's good for you. The Cremacula makes a leap and crashes into the ground. It's short of Mercurium. It's just close enough that Lunatera nearly forgets to take the opportunity to get a shot in Cremacula's chest before she can recover to block it. You're going to lecture me about doing what's healthy? You've got a lot of nerve. It's not cute. If we had to fight each other like this, I really wish I didn't have to be with you in that thing. You don't like it, huh? Huh. You've always been like this. You're trying to tell me what's good for me. You don't want to admit this is really me. Luna T, I would listen to you if you had ever listened to me once, ever. I told you, I haven't gotten any better in the time we've been apart. I don't want you to not be strong or beautiful or amazing. I just don't want you to be holding this weight of Kratos' graces, everyone's hopes and dreams all by yourself. So please, just rest for now. Don't tell me that. I hate this. You never listen, you'll know. always let you win in the end. But not this time. I don't know what you mean. I've been really patient. So if you keep playing dumb, you're gonna make me mad. I said I don't know what you mean. I don't want anything else. I'm a cockroach. I don't need anything myself. Liar. Are you trying to make me mad? Be satisfied with it. I don't have any other answer. If I had one, I'd give it, so drop it. I'm not satisfied. No. You grow up, and you be the adult for once. Get back here. Carmichaela's feet are still broken, but Pluto moves her with gravity alone. Milcrisium's engines, flare navi is broken. Everything is broken, but it will move. Okay, so there's like a lot of battling going. I believe in the other round, or other like scene, I guess, we did see like the Milcrisium, shoot off her legs, I guess, the sniper rifle. But in this scene, it wasn't really mentioned, I guess. But I don't know. Like again, I feel like a lot of parts of this visual novel, especially the combat scene, it's just a lot of it's implied, which it's hard to imagine unless there's a bunch of pictures, I guess. This scene is probably the most descriptive one, because we do actually see them both broken and battered and everything, so it's actually the most easy to follow. All the other combat scenes, sometimes just, things happen and you don't know why they happen and what's going on, For some reason, it's just the way it's described, it's confusing. I mean, that's the biggest word I'm using for this visual novel, is confusing. I don't know, in many ways. Anyway, everything's broken, but it will move. No, not this time. Carmichaela's twin tidal reactors are falling apart, with one of them nearly torn out, yet she still moves. The pressure of the unrestricted gravity peels the paint off Milcrisium. Her steels and plastics are chattering, her remaining useless arm snaps, and her engine wings creak. That pressure is not enough to bring her down, but it's enough for her to falter, and Carmichaela grabs her foot and slams her to the ground. It's kind of like wrestling now. Milcrisium creaks and strains, trying to flee, so Pluto pulls the rest of herself on top of her. Pluto, I'm serious. You're not the only one. I have things I'm willing to be hard and cruel for now, too. Milcrisium fires a sidearm. It doesn't dent Pluto. Pluto opens her hand. The fingers don't work, but the plasma still does, which flays Lunaterra's chassis, but gently. I'm really serious this time. I can't stop for a second, so I really need it back. It's already been too long, so give me back that part of me. And so I guess I'm trying to again, following this combat scene. Lunaterra has the tidal reactor, right? The core that she needs, or that Pluto needs to control her giant robot. So that's what she's trying to get back. Milcrisium opens her left hand. Pluto's missing reactor is still beating wildly. It's kind of like a heart, I guess. Sorry to be like this, but this ship self and what it can do are more important than me, than anything else about me. Nothing is more important than you. A gentle click. Lunaterra's sidearm, pointed at the solar reactor, fires. The solid light slug misses, just barely. There's a second shot, but it's buried in Pluto's blocking hand, and there's a third shot, but that Pluto's ripped off the arm of the Milcrisium, so it's just the last reflex of a limb separated from his owner. Oh, that's kind of a cool image, actually, Like Lunaterra, she's using her robot trying to destroy the tidal core, and the goal, she's trying to do is she's trying to make it so Pluto can't fight anymore. She can't use the giant robot anymore, so she isn't burdened with Kratos' graces anymore. And she's trying to grab it and destroy her gun, but then Pluto's wrestling on top of her, ripping her arm off, at least the robot arm, and it keeps missing. That's actually a cool scene. I don't know. All the other scenes, again, they're just hard to follow, but this scene, specifically, now this is what I can follow. This is easy enough to follow. But that's all that the broken arm of Carmichaela can take. Its fingers make a last twitch before her arm finally snaps under its own weight, and the Carmichaela falls to what's left of its knees. How long are you gonna make me put up with this? What do you mean? You don't want to fight with me? Not a fight for real. Your heart isn't in it. Let's not. No. No. That's the only thing I want. So why are you acting like this? Acting like you know what I want better than I do. So what if you're right? Of course I don't want to fight you. Damn it, I hate you. After all that, I'm the one who's crying at the end again. Last time it was like this, I was the one crying too. Now I'm powerful like you, have something I'm fighting for like you. It's not you or anyone but me. So let me fight for that. Stop protecting me. Stop making me fight for you. It's so easy to fight for you if I'm not careful. It's all I ever want to do. I'm sorry. I don't want a sorry. You must think it's so easy not to not care about you, but it's not. It's easy for you to not care about you. Easy for you to not care about you, but it's the hardest thing for me. I'm still the one who ended up crying. Again, you wouldn't listen back then either. The Mayor Christian rises, gently brushes away the burnt portions of Chromacular's armor. The joints are already starting to heal as gravity pulls him back, almost just as good as new, but a little changed. I know you. Don't distract yourself, dummy. Reattaching arms is hard, so do mine right at least. Yeah, again, because you learn later on that actually, you can do all this damage and everything, but the ship cells kind of like they repair themselves pretty easily. Actually, all these fights, win or lose, no one really dies. I guess it was the same last time too. I said you deserve better. I said, but you are better. I just ignored it because I'm stupid, not because I'm cool. Thank God. Everything is worth it. If you finally don't think you're cool anymore. Interesting scene there. Again though, because also like another thing, I mean I guess it's intentional, but a lot of the combat scenes as well are kind of like inconclusive, right? They always fight, but then nothing really happens. There's no win or lose, there's no results or anything. They just, at the end of the day, nothing really happens. They kind of just tangle with each other, but they don't really do much damage to each other. Like, permanent damage, anyway. I don't know, but I mean, again, that's probably on purpose. Because it's not about the actual fight, it's about, like, the fight is a symbolic of, like, them just, like, like, it's like an argument, right? They're just talking to each other, and everything, and how, like, they have their own, like, goals and philosophies of how the future should be and everything, so it's kind of just a representation of that, I guess. But still, you imagine giant robots, you would think there'd be like a winner and a loser, but it doesn't really feel like it, I don't know. Anyway. I think these messages are the same as well, yep, same thing. These are just like backstories, like sort of like, information, I guess. Of, in the background, of the past, mostly. And a little bit like a description of like where they're going to be, like the lag range colony, I guess, is the mission of where they're both going to go to, I guess. Of the main characters, anyway. We've done everything we can for the Ares. The planet will be Mars. We won't return before too long. Wait for us while we fight to keep you safe. Report received. Awaiting new directives. At this time of year, we'll have to pass by the lag range colony on the way to the moon. It's a nostalgic place, isn't it? Let's not allow anyone to take it away from us. Let's protect the memories it holds from Memorial Foundation, and take it with us to the new world we will create before celestial mechanics turns into something ugly. Send a message to everyone. I'll take care of the past, so you can seize the future. Like, she has a bunch of political slogans, like a politician. Ready for launch. Mail. Read! Grails Grace's Ship Self-Development Archives, Nix. Even as enemies, you are as hard to understand as ever, Ipitus. Maybe one day I'll be wise enough to know why you're always laughing, always smiling. If that's what you've been making on Cronus's moon, we over here don't even look half bad. I can't imagine why you tell me the truth. Does it really not matter to you if you're found out? Are you that confident that you don't mind bragging while you dangle this offer in front of me? Chromacular's development is stalled, so we're desperate enough to accept your favor. Or maybe you're as far ahead as you're letting on. What if I just told Europa what you were up to? Just as a courtesy, of course, since there's no way she doesn't already know already. You know that the Chromacular still hasn't been completed, but you must be desperate too if you're reaching out to us. It just goes to show, Ipitus, nothing will come of resisting Earth. I'm just doing this because I'm hopeless. What's your excuse? Thinking you can double-cross the universe? See, you can trick Europa first. Okay. The three commanders, I guess, are kind of like talking to each other. So I guess Nyx is not really a commander. She's more like, just like, well, I mean, all of them are kind of like scientists, I guess. But she's like, in the background too. Not really a leader. Not the leader type. The aversion impulse. Cradle's Graces, foundational documentation, metaculture, and gravitational research share Dr. Nyx. We talk always of the beauty of gravity, but rarely of its cruelty, a force that binds and overwhelms humans. The power brings us together, but it does not do so with kindness. Culture is power, anarchy, and force. It can crush us and tear us to pieces. It is not a unilateral force. On the contrary, gravity's structures are deliberate and intricate. Not everyone shoulders a light burden. Not everyone is able to wield the natural powers of humans with so little weight. Through gravity, humans is ruled by its own laws, but this is not the case. Through gravity, humans are ruled by each other. Antimatter, anti-gravity, anti-culture all exist as a resistive force to this gravity. The refusal of humanity to accept these parts of itself cause its own undoing. When we let our children develop in the lightness of space, they chose their bodies, genders, souls, hearts of their own volition. They became humans in the ways they wish to be human. The gravitational forces are unendurable to those in space. We can feel the possibilities closing off. Infinity has to become something finite eventually. That's the curse of time. Foremost of the 8 billion curses of the universe arrayed against humanity, the last before death. Conquering them in order is Memorial Foundation's legacy and belief, every curse overcome and nothing lost. You have to weigh the culmination, or the end result is a diminished humanity. They're not good at making hard choices. It's hard when you understand what you have to lose so much better than you understand what you have to gain. And so, when it comes down to it, that's why we lose every single time. Only in space can we possibly be free. Free your soul from gravity's pull. I guess. I mean, this is all just like, basically what she's saying is like, hey, space is great, because everyone should just go to space, basically, is what I understand it from it anyway. Go to space, everyone, it's better. Pluto, you ever think we're being too cavalier about this whole war? But it's not a war. I think a whole bunch of people fighting each other is definitely a war. I don't care if the medium of ship self is rhetorically distinct from war, that's just a technicality. A bunch of people fighting is a war. It's a war, and war is bad. You're sort of the last person I expected to say something about it, though. Why? Because you love it. It's work. You still love it. Well, it's exciting. You really love excitement. But it's scary, too. Why? You can't die, only lose and try again. That's why it's not a war, just a noisy argument. Okay, so that's like another hint that... Because I was thinking, like, everyone's in fleets, but like, are the fleets just normal ships, or is everyone just in ship cells? I think everyone's just in ship cells, right? It's just that the main characters, the protagonists of each route, they're in like super ship cells, the prototype ones. Or at least, in terms of Lunaterra anyway, she's just an ace pilot, I guess. But I guess most people are just in the ship cells. I mean, especially Mars. I guess Mars, I don't know, did I ever see this before? I don't know. Like when we would talk to other people, sometimes it doesn't say. Maybe it says something else here, but I don't know, anyway. But for Mars, anyway, Mars is also a pilot, just like Pluto, Lunaterra, and Saturn, and everything. So a lot of people are in ship cells. So nobody dies, as far as I know, in space. You just you get beat up and everything, but then the ship cells kind of repair each other anyway. So no one really dies. But I'm mad like it's a war. I hate the other side like it's a war. If it's only not a war because ship cells are designed with a way to kill each other, that's too fragile a reason. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I don't want to go back to Earth. I'm not going to let them make us. If I keep feeling this way, one day I might do something terrible for it. So I can't say I love it, but it's more complicated than that. You're right, it really is complicated. I was kind of hoping you'd have uncomplicated feelings about it, though. Why? Because I love it, and I don't feel complicated about it at all. Why? What? You're kidding. You always lecture us about how fighting is bad and letting negative feelings go and how we're gonna have peace one day. Of course I feel that way. But it's so thrilling. I was too precious to send out during the Cold War. They never let me fight like all of you. And I'm good at it too. Better at it than what I came here to do and than a lot of the actual pilots. I'm proud of that. But it's also just thrilling. It's dangerous. Maybe you can't die, but there's a lot of that can happen to you that's painful and hard. How do you stay scared enough to still feel like that? I wonder if it's just because I feel so new, or is there something really wrong with me? Are you a psychopath? I don't know. I guess that's why you didn't want me fighting, isn't it? Turns out the true monster is Pluto. It's complicated. I don't want you to get hurt learning that. You know, Mars, this is why you're so bad at love. You won't let people you love get complicated. It's not that you're not incredible. It isn't that you don't deserve to have fun. What if something terrible happens anyway? Well, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I gotta rotate the saves. Back to save number 1. Alright. Another mission? Pluto and Saturn and the Lagrange colony. No, I'm gonna. Pluto, come on, listen. Don't think I don't see you trying to protect me. It's for your own good. I utterly refuse. Dr. Nix is worried, and for good reason. Only I have a strong enough gravity to pull the colony ruins out of the Lagrange point and pull a lot of us to the moon, so I don't even know why we're having this conversation. The tidal forces will tear you apart, and you just get in the way, and I want to have fun. It'll be hard enough on your own, but Celestial Mechanics wants it too, and not to rebuild it or use it to reseed Ares when we win. They'll finish what they started and turn it inside out into something horrible, and they'll send the annoying hijacker to do it. I'm not letting you do that alone. You never let me do anything fun. It's not fun, this is serious. Why are you always having so much fun, That's not the case whatsoever. I'm doing what needs to be done. Does doing what needs to be done refer to your mission assignments or that girl that you keep? A mission, I promise. I want to do something that needs to be done. You're very strong and very brave, but it's not a time I can just sit around and be protected. We're too desperate now. We need hope too. Pluto, but you can't do everything. Battle in physical space for the future, a battle in narrative space. Again, since we're facing off against Saturn, we're gonna battle in physical space. Pluto hesitates because she's not ready for this kind of fight, and Saturn is. The colony shines like a star till you're right on it. It illumines impossibly large, a translucent sphere, a drop of water suspended in space. Glistening beneath the drop of water, past the clouds that form in its crumbling artificial atmosphere, to the strange haze that seeps from beneath the crumbling streets, it's possible to make out the fading light of the colony's collapsing systems. A massive jewel, like a clean slice taken out of the Earth, and floated in space until its gravity formed it into the tiniest planet. Even the tiny world is still a world. Who can touch it, move it even by an inch? Much less move the Earth by an inch. Pluto drifts slowly in orbit around the colony, waiting. Even you don't know what to do sometimes, huh? I'm kinda stumped too, if I'm being honest, but sorry, destroying it sounds way easier than whatever they're trying to make you do. The string of pearls skates along the outer edges of the colony's ice and atmosphere. She's having fun. She's playing. For just a moment, Pluto wonders what she's doing here. Oh no, Saturn. I'm happy to see you. But I was hoping that I might be able to convince you to help me take it away. Oh yeah? What made you think that? For the same reason you thought you could convince me. Because you like me? Or because you don't care for your side that much either? I care about all of us, left here in space. It's amazing that you actually honestly do, but that's not what I asked, huh? There's a lot of ways to care about everyone up in space. Dragging a colony out of the Lagrange point yourself is one way to do it. There's another way to care about everyone up in space. You can show it by destroying this place too. You're saying that would free us from the past, but it won't make those memories go away. We're making something out of them, so that time and pain won't be wasted. What's this song? Oh yeah, this song. I said before, but I like this song. This is a song I like. But this is important to me, and I'll fight for real over it. Don't look at me like that. You'll make me sad. You really don't need to be the one to tell me, because I already know I'm doing something super dumb. I wonder, what do you want, and why you think you can get it from me? It's just gonna be a fight. Is that what you're after? The string of pearls presses its heel onto the ice of the colony's atmosphere. Yes, even more so now. Didn't they teach you about sunk cost fallacies in the academy? Memories should just be memories. That's why you kinda make me mad sometimes. I've been having this feeling you're gonna do something way dumber and scarier than just fight me. Am I right? Because after I already said that there wasn't anything you could do, after you were shaking and afraid from just being close enough to see me. It looks like I can trust you to come right back no matter how much I try to warn you, and trust you to come back twice as much. You're wasted on protecting this pointless ball of scrap. Whoever is ordering you around has no idea what they're doing. Oh, you're so right. Well, I mean, that's ourselves. Pluto is ordering herself to do this, anyway. But I'm still not gonna let you through. You're wasted on Kratos' graces in general, and the rest of humanity too. Don't try to push my buttons like that. I won't think it's cute. It's a lot of work to be a human. I'm not trying to be cute. I mean it. It's more for some humans than for others. You're not mad at humans who got to be human for free. It's a privilege to be human. Have you forgotten why we're here? Because humans, who wanted to be more human, took the least human of us up here to see how much more human they could be. A lot of human. I mean, she's referring to the space program, I guess. I mean, originally, yeah, you know, the people on Earth decided, you know, who would be the best type of people to go to space. You know, the type of people who wouldn't want to go back to Earth or whatever. And those are the people that were trained to be pilots to fight against the existential threat back in the day, in this universe anyway. And now they want to throw you away after they learned everything they could from you. Don't you resent humanity? I do. What do you do when someone says you can't have something? Do you think you should work twice as hard until you earn it? I don't. I want to smash it until no one can have it. Very destructive. You know, you're just like Lunaterra. Please don't say that. You're merciless. It's in a good way. Not even then. Don't get me wrong, it just depresses me to see you wasted on all of them. You should be having fun. You know, I wish I could come here just for that. Just to have fun. Good. Have fun with me. I know you want to show me mercy, lab rat to lab rat. Mutant bitch to mutant bitch. That's not what we need though, is it? I want to see the you that's having nothing but fun. I'm still getting used to this body, but I think I can still surprise you with it. And you like that, right? Cutting loose with no gravity to tie you down? I think about that every day. It's so tempting. You've got to be ginger with the universe, you know, Saturn? Now that you're this strong, you've got to be careful. So much can go wrong. I'll make sure to be very careful with the universe you love. You don't have to hold back with me, though. Aren't I the only person you can go tie to tie with, holding nothing back? Well, that's a big promise. I don't want to come off as full of myself, but I don't want you to underestimate me either. Plastic girl is plastic girl. I wouldn't patronize you like that. It's tempting. But I wonder if you're really ready. You wouldn't mind getting your ship self broken and dragged back for the Kratos Grace's dreamland to do who knows what to. What? Is that supposed to sound bad? You really are. Oh fine, I'm going to start easy, okay? Oh, they flirted enough. That's flirting? Again, it's kind of like, well, all this dialogue as well kind of reminds me, I said before, but like, it's kind of like combat dialogue, right? Battle dialogue between like a shonen protagonist, you know, versus the villain, you know, in like an episode or whatever, you know. They're like being smug, you know, and taunting each other, but I guess it's also kind of flirt. I don't know. They flirted enough, but neither is in the mood to lie. So no holding back. A lie to others about how strong you are, and no mercy. A lie to yourself about how strong someone is. When Pluto opens her arms wide enough for her gravity to condense, pull and tear through space, she's trusting Saturn can handle the pressure. She has faith Saturn will outdo her. Saturn meets Pluto's expectations with just a little bit of convulsing and shuddering. Then she exceeds them by darting like a bullet, a little hot arrow of danger, and just as dangerous to touch. Carmichaela is a big target, but Saturn isn't going to be lazy this time. This is a time to be precise, to throw everything in on the vector she's flying along, to not let Pluto's tidal forces budge her a millimeter, which is good because even then, she only barely grazes Pluto. Pluto's faster than you could ever imagine. The universe moves away, bending to not hit her, with ties that say, oh, coming into orbit is fine, but no touching. That we have to work for. Okay? You know, the checkerboard pattern kind of reminds me of like the default background image of like a transparent PNG, you know? You're supposed to like, you know, cut that out, you know, cut the checkerboard pattern away. Anyway. That Saturn dared anyway is very bold of her. The burn on Carmichaela, where Saturn's life passed over Pluto, stings only a little, but it was close. So Pluto takes her seriously and grabs the string of pearls by the tail, flings her into the colony's surface, and dives after her. Saturn is basking in the bounty of attention. It requires all Pluto's gravitational forces to keep her contained. The string of pearls makes her feel like goo, like a cartoon, like a liquid, and with it, she's as slippery and untouchable too. Others will shatter under the pressure, where string of pearls bulges and squishes. Pluto pulls and pushes, trying to force her in a space that will sit still long enough she can deal with it. Saturn squeals in excitement until she can stop giggling long enough to push Pluto off with an electric burn. This feels like more subtext, but anyway. Pluto can't help but laugh too. It's funny how much nothing is working, even though she's trying as hard as she can. That makes her want to work as hard as she can. Lab-grown girls know, that culture girls know, carefully indoctrinated, carefully raised special gifted girls, they all know. Heroes want to hold us, but we don't need them at all. Rather than bandages and kindness, the sting of pressing wounds together is the medicine we need. No boy who wants to heal your wound is worth the one who'll tell you your wound is there. I can't believe it. Me neither. I really thought I'd actually be the one beating you. You didn't lie though. You really could endure it, all of it. The colony is much worse for wear. Saturn shattered against it many, many times. Pluto broke across it a few times too. It's shaking in the Lagrange point. You won, even though you lost. I had a lot of fun. I would have been able to have it with anyone else. I'm glad I trusted you to not lose. Told you. Good girl. I should have never doubted one of us. Thank you. We did our best. Had the most fun we could have. When we get to the moon, don't forget. You could keep having fun just like this, if you let me show you the way. And then, like, hard cuts. That's also, again, another thing, like, you know, and then it suddenly stops, you know, and then we go back to UI. Again, I said it before as well. It's kind of a shame that there isn't, like, an actual gameplay section, right? I mean, it's meant to be just a visual novel, you know, I guess. But I wish there was, like, a gameplay section, because then it would, like, really drive home the fact that these like, you know, these pilots, you know, they're having fun, you know, and these giant robots trying to like murder each other even though they can't murder each other, you know. It's kind of like, it could be like a meta commentary how video games, you know, how we like see war, you know, like a video game. It's all fun and games, right? There's no actual war inside this fiction. Like a video game, we're just pretending, right? We're just pretending to like shoot, you know, like bullets from our assault rifles at each other. It's all for fun. No one really dies. Anyway. Mars resolution attempt. Pilot personal records for your eyes only. Moria Foundation Core Archives. Mars. We present this to you as a token of your hard work for Memorial Foundation existential safety. Your tireless work for Earth is recognized. The war is ending soon. Do I have to do another tour? The war is ending soon. With your help, don't you want to see it through? We could not have done this without you. You can end it fine without me. Your help would prevent us from having to worry. It would guide many more of your former comrades back home. How much longer? That's the part you're always cagey about, "You don't need me, do you?" Of course we need you. That's not what I want to hear. What do you want to hear? We are, as always, prepared to reward you. But you've never been satisfied. Is that what you want to say? What would you like? I just want to go home. If you truly did, you would not have been in. You but you not we. If you truly did, you would not have been here in the first place. I already know what you want. As soon as you know too, we're ready to give it to you. Okay. This is back in the Cold War, I guess. I don't know who's talking to Mars, but I guess in general, no, the Council, maybe of Earth, the Illuminati. Dr. Nick's assessment. Memorial Foundation Executive Committee Annual Report. Field Commander Europa. Dr. Nix was always a controversial figure. The theories were attractive, but there had always been complaints that had little basis in reality. Yet by virtue of challenging the nature of reality, her theories had a way of putting it that made you feel as if you were the compromised one. You, the one unable to see things objectively. Given that the nature of the universe is verifiably one that is defined by humans, it's easy to give these particular theories credence. Memorial Foundation in particular, as the most successful post-war non-governmental organization, is that what it is? NGO? In dealing with existential threats cross-culturally and internationally, was obviously attracted to a possible proactive approach in the Cold War rather than a reactive one. Humans are not yet human enough. An extremely arresting slogan. Truly, who is human enough? Especially that humans already know everything that's necessary to be human. We simply have failed to accurately and completely internalize it. Outside of gravity, we will achieve true humanity. Rather than advocating a revolution of humanity through technology or biology, Dr. Nix believed that we simply had not created a culture sufficient for the full potential of humanity. In her view, humanity are perfect neurons in a jumbled circuit. By arranging correct human knowledge in the proper order, we could bypass the flaws in our universe. Her insistence in incorporation rather than rejection of existentially threatening elements was the fundamental cause of her failure to affect mainstream acceptance of her theories. Dr. Nix decried the narrow-minded individuals who let petty prejudice narrow their conception of what could or should count as human. While in her view humanity should encompass all that is and all that is not, others believed that the fundamental division was crucial to the definition of humanity. That is, to be something means to be not be to be something means to not be other I can't. That is, to be something means to not be other things. More of like Dr. Nix's theories, I guess. Like to be everything, is what Dr. Nix is trying to like advocate. Like there is no other. There's only is. Everything is human, maybe? I don't know. Hey Pluto, can I ask you something? Clear up your sector first and then we can talk. I already did. Really? Are you being honest with me? There's a few stragglers left, but they don't count. Okay, so Mars is fighting. Because again, yeah, they don't really. In all the other roles, we don't really hear a lot from all the other pilots. Pilot A and Pilot B, remember them? But Mars, this is like a reference to like Mars doing work as well, right? That's interesting. Me, anyway. Feels more like a war, even though it's not supposed to be a war. There's a few stragglers left, but they don't count. Wow. I'm actually impressed. Whatever. Driving back the ships was simple. They were totally easy. Oh, then I'm not impressed anymore. Hey, why? You said it was no big deal. It would just be patronizing if I was proud of you for doing something easy. Well, you were impressed just a second ago. Empty praise is bad for you. Ah, don't sulk. I'm not sulking. It's hard to impress you. That's not true. You impress me a lot. When have I ever? You impressed me by the way you try way too hard to support girls like me when we were awkward, weird, annoying, and had no idea what we were. That's an embarrassing way to put it. And you were those things. I was, and that's why I love you. It's cute when you're overprotective. Oh, speaking of, you impress me by the way you make girls mad at you. Now, how is that a compliment? They wouldn't get so mad if you didn't make them care. You're so mean. I'm not joking. I mean, what I admire is the way you make it up after you mess up. You mess up a lot, but you say sorry a lot and you mean it. After, you're different. Not everyone is like that. But you don't change, you still make them feel worth it? Oh, you still make them feel worth it? That still feels not great. You fight a lot, but it's never a war. You never scorch earth, and you always say you're sorry in the end. Not everyone can fight like that. You wanted to ask if we were too cavalier about the war the other day, but you really are the only one who keeps it so unserious. You're so serious about not making it serious. You're so serious about not making it serious. I see. Alright. Another mission. Gonna be with Pluto and Lunaterra.